Hello Internet and welcome to this day in history for the 22nd of October. Right, we're going to do something today that I have not done before. First of all, we are further ahead in time, as close to our own time, as I have ever done. Secondly, as you know, I usually talk about what one might call the more classical historical events, such as battle and deaths and those things that you can read about in history books. Today, however, we're going back a fairly short time to 2001. So what happened on the 22nd of October in 2001? Well, released that day was Grand Theft Auto 3 for the PlayStation 2 and computer and various other platforms. So, why am I talking about Grand Theft Auto 3? First of all, because it was one of those games that ignited a massive firestorm around it, of course. There was the whole controversy about violence in video games that are still somewhat raging. Even Trump himself commented on it, I think, earlier this year or somewhat last year regarding various events that might have happened, no matter how logical or not that might have been. More specifically though, because I really truly do believe that the video game media is telling stories these days that even television and movies sometimes find it hard to match. Especially since, of course, in video games you can participate in the story itself if storylines are mostly scripted. But Grand Theft Auto 3 was a milestone in that particular way of doing it, first of all because it was the first real sort of wide-open sandbox story game that has nowadays become so prevalent. It all began with Grand Theft Auto 3 and its move to 3D, and it was, quite frankly, the game that has changed in many ways the video game genre into what it is today. Without Grand Theft Auto 3, there would probably not have been a Fallout 3, there would probably not have been a Red Dead Redemption. There are plenty of games that basically came about because how popular Grand Theft Auto 3 became. And for once I will be looking into the future and saying that as the media world slowly coalesces into a massive mastodon where probably television eventually one day when technology has become good enough will somehow try to mix and match with various computer game elements and maybe even allow you to somewhat participate and so on as, again, various technologies improve, I think we will look back on Grand Theft Auto as the day a lot of it started. Yes, there has been other, of course, moments in video game history. People can easily point to their own game experiences and say, well, Pong and various others throughout the years. Personally, I would look back at something like Defender of the Crown back in the day and say, holy crap, this is really in some ways the forerunner for a lot of later strategy games and so on. But in my opinion, and just because I like video games and I really do think video gaming storytelling has reached a height today that has really never been seen before and is challenging a lot of other more traditional media, I think that the 22nd of October, where Grand Theft Auto was put out in 2001, is a very important date, because in many ways that was the jump forward. That was a quantum leap, if you wish, from what came before to what will come after. Not again that there wasn't good storytelling before, there obviously was, but it was this moment where you combined not just good storytelling, but with a far more, shall we say, user-friendly playing experience rather than complete pixel hunting or honestly just point and click stuff. So yeah, this day in history for the 22nd of October, the publishing of Grand Theft Auto 3 in 2001. I hope this has been somewhat of interest to you. Until next time, I have been the Sage, and I wish you all a very happy day.